Good morning. Today we are going to discuss the principle strict liability. The strict liability principle emerged in one case. Name of the case is Rowland versus Fletcher. Justice Blackburn has made this principle in this case. The facts of the case are: a coal mine is there. The owner of the coal mine is earning his money by doing the business of coal mine. Near that, adjacent to the coal mine, the land is there of one person and he wants to construct a reservoir to store water. Therefore, he gives the work to an independent contractor. The independent contractor with his servants, they come on the land to construct the reservoir. They do it but not in a proper manner. They do it hurriedly and they go away. After few days, when the water is being poured in the reservoir, that is in the tank, as the work is not being properly done, the pressure of the water, it gives way to the water underground, and that water goes and floods the coal mine. Therefore, the coal mines are blocked, the work is being stopped. Therefore, the owner of the coal mine has filed a case against the owner of the reservoir that because of the water which you poured on in your tank, I had to keep my coal mine closed. Therefore, whatever loss is caused to me, you have to pay it. In this case, Justice Blackburn has mentioned about concept of strict liability. Now, what is a strict liability? Defendant must be the occupier of the land, or he can be the owner of the land. He must be an occupier. He may be owner, he may be tenant, but he must be occupier of the land. He must bring something outside the land. He has to bring something on his land from outside. The thing which he brings, that must be for his own purpose. The thing which he brings must be of a dangerous character. It should be having the capacity of doing damage. Now you will say, in Rowland's case, water is being brought, water is life, water is not dangerous. Yes, it is true. But large quantity of water is having a capacity to do damage to the other. So, the thing which is being brought must be capable of doing damage, and the thing which is brought on the land, it must escape outside and it must cause injury. We'll repeat again. The defendant must be the occupier of some land. He must bring something on the land from outside and keep it there. The thing which he has brought, it is for his own purpose. The thing must be of a dangerous character, that is capable of doing damage, and the thing must escape and cause injury. If these things are present, then this is strict liability principle, and by applying the principle, the defendant can be made liable. Now, this principle we have applied in Union Carbide Company's case, that is Bhopal gas tragedy which took place in India. Union Carbide Company had brought methyl isocyanide gas, from outside. Methyl isocyanide gas is dangerous and it really caused disaster in India. The gas was brought for his own purpose, it was brought from outside, it was brought in the company, it was of dangerous character, it escaped and caused injury. In this case, the principle of Rowland versus Fletcher was applied and compensation was given. However, if you see the case in detail, there were lots of trouble caused, lots of problems were there for getting compensation, but we got it. The principle which was applied was this strict liability principle. But after Bhopal gas tragedy, what happened? In India, again a disaster took place of oleum gas. In Shriram fertilizers, oleum gas got leaked and some people died. MC Mehta, he filed a public interest litigation in the Supreme Court stating that what is happening in India? One gas is being brought, it is being leaked and people are dying, people are being killed, and just after 1 year again oleum gas leakage is there and the workers have died. This case was a PIL, that is a public interest litigation where anybody from the public can file a case. Justice Bhagwati at that time was the Chief Justice. The matter went to him. Now we have to see like whether again the principle of Reland is been applied or not. Reland's case or Reland's principle is having 10 exceptions. Therefore, there are chances that if the defendant fits in the exception, the strict liability principle will not apply. But Justice Bhagwati in this landmark case of MC Mehta versus Union of India has made a new principle, that is without any exception, and the principle is absolute and strict liability without any exception. That is, whenever an hazardous work is being done, the employer who is doing that hazardous work, who is employing the workers and all, if something happens, if some dangerous act occurs or some accident occurs because of which people die, the workers die, the employer will be strictly and absolutely liable. He will not be getting any kind of defense. He will not be allowed to take any defense. The only thing we have to say is whether the thing was hazardous, whether the chemicals, whether toxic things were being used, dangerous things were being used, and damage is being caused. This is a new principle which is being made in India. Reland versus Fletcher's case is a very old case. The principle remains today also. That is a precedent, strict liability principle. But that principle is having 10 exceptions. So in these 10 exceptions, the defendant can fit and he will not be made liable. But the principle which our Supreme Court has made, our Justice Bhagwati has made, that is very nice principle, more good, far more good than the strict liability principle of Reland's case, and that is without any exception. When we have to see the principle of strict liability, we have also to see whether the strict liability principle is applied in India and in which case it was applied. Okay, bye bye. See you in the next video.